And welcome back. So, this is episode 5 of the AWS IAM series. Today, we are going to learn about IAM roles. What are they? How are they different from users? And when to use them. So, what is an IAM role? An IAM role is like a jacket that anyone can temporarily wear it to get specific permissions. So, unlike a user, a role doesn't have a username or password. It is assumed for like temporary access either by a person, a service, or another AWS account. Uh, let's go to a role. So like sometimes people like get confused between your user and your roles. So here is a simple way to understand the difference. A user is a permanent identity with a long-term credentials. A role is like a temporary identity with the permissions for specific tasks. A role can be attached to users or service to do a task. So let's think about an example. It will give you an overall view. So at Technova, developers use Lambda function to check S3 bucket for old files and clean them up. But instead of like hard coding S3 credentials in a Lambda, the Lambda functions assumes an IAM role with the permissions to list and delete files. So here you can see the role can be easily attached to your service without any credentials and do the task, right? But when we this is how it can be done. So let's go and create a role first here, and then okay. So here we are going to the first thing about when creating a role is like who are we going to give an access to this role. Here we are primarily going to give it as like a Lambda. We can give other, here you can see like a lot of options, right? So currently we are going to give just AWS services. The other second type would be the AWS account. Here when we mention the account number, this account number, anyone can use this role. As a when we mention the account number with role, anyone can go and use this one, use this role. So here we are going to create it for Lambda. So let's go and create select AWS services. So here say Lambda. Okay, done. So here we have mentioned like who we are going to give this permissions. So go to next. This is where we want to give the permissions. So here, okay, we didn't create the permission and let's go and create the permissions. And also in AWS console, it doesn't give a permission. It doesn't give a like a create permission box over here. So what we can do is let's create a role first for now, and then let's create a role for now and attach the permissions. Like permissions here means like adding a policy later. So here we are going to name it as Lambda, which would be using it for S3 cleanup role. And also when you look at the entities, you can see like we are giving this principle as Lambda and the action as assume roles. Assume is basically like I'm going to assume this role to do this activity. So there is no permissions attached to the policies. You can see here we are going usage. You can give anything, but it's good practices. So that's the main reason I'm giving it here. So let's go and create. Okay, when we look at the permission, there is no policies attached. So let's go and create a policies. Okay. Okay, let's try to create it with a visual. So here we are going to give permissions. So basically, so when we are, okay, this is the JSON file which we are going to create it. So basically what we are saying is this is the resources, which is like Technova bucket. Objects under this bucket would have all the access, and this is the actions, which is like list bucket and delete object, and the effect is like allow permissions. We can add directly to this in the JSON file, but I don't want to do this. So let's go and create it in the visual. So this will help you to understand it perfectly. Let me go back and try to create a policy. So okay, so like this one is like a JSON is like a hard coded, but visual is like we can pick a service first. Go and pick a service and select what are the actions we want to go and give it. So here let's go and select S3. So here we have selected S3 permissions. So there would be three things: the actions allowed, resources, and the conditions. So first we want to go and give like uh here you can see like all S3 per actions, which is basically a step. We don't want to give it, right? So here we are going to like first one is list bucket. So under list, see list buckets. Select this one, and the second permissions we are going to give us delete object. So under this one, right, go and check like delete object. Click this one. This is the two object which we want to give. uh, we are done with the actions. Let's go and select resources. Right now I do not have any resources created on that bucket, so that's the reason I'm going to give all. But maybe yes, we can go and create S3 bucket as well right now. Name it as like Technova bucket cleanup. Block all the public access, add tag. I want to make sure the version is disabled. I'll see we will get more money. Oh, I think it doesn't come underscore. It doesn't take underscore. So I'm giving hyphen. Okay, this bucket has been created. So add ARN. So this is the ARN. Okay, have created this bucket. Go to the properties, get the ARN. Okay, add ARN. This is giving the bucket object. Techno bucket name. Okay, this gives like access to all objects under this bucket, and I'm not going to give any conditions. Also when condition you can see like other conditions are there, but there are many options, but we are not going to do anything. We are not giving just to S3. So this is how it has been updated. You can see like this is just like naming factor. What statement is this? It's you can change it anything. Object. So this is list object, delete object, and then this is the bucket. Under this bucket we are trying to clean up it. We are giving permission to all objects. That's it. Go and create it. Give it as a name as list and delete Technova bucket. Select this one. Okay, here we have added the policies. Here you can see we have created the policies. Now we have to go and attach to the role. Okay, here it is. Like add permissions. Okay, we have successfully created a role and attached the policies. My god, hold on. Okay, so right now we have roles. We can attach this role to a Lambda, and the Lambda can go and do the activities. Uh, so this is one example how we can utilize role for a Lambda services. So the common use cases for IAM role includes like AWS services like IAM, so are EC2 accessing resources, cross account access, and then temporary credentials via AWS STS, which is like a simple token service. So that's it about like IAM service, IAM roles in a nutshells. They are great for secure short-term access, especially for automation and services. And also, if you like this video, hit subscribe and join me in the next episode. Thanks for watching the video.